What's going on, everyone? We are back with your regularly scheduled program with the new YODA Red, one of the best decks in set 6. Definitely got some big improvements, and of course, is a leader that has always been near that top with arguably the best base, or at least the best performing base we have ever had. So a big thank you to my patrons over on Patreon. I said yesterday, but we've already been diving into set 7 spoilers over on the Discord, which has been a lot of fun. So thank you so much for supporting the channel. Let's dive in here and talk about the new YODA. What actually happened? What has caused this list to just be one of the best lists in the format? Actually, the one that took down the biggest tournament that we had in Secrets of Power so far. Well, YODA, before YODA Red was going to be a force-based deck. You'd be running things like Adigalia, Yaddle to generate the Force, Secretive Sage, combo that with things like Kiadi Mundi, Chirrut, Itinerant Warrior, and utilize those to really benefit your overall list. This one's quite a bit different. You are really a massively tempo-based game plan with some really, really powerful direct damage with things like Ray, Red 5, alongside Ray, Daring Ray, Target Town, things that just kind of crush your opponent's units. And then you just kind of overwhelm them by constantly getting more value to them, drawing a ton of cards, constantly getting rid of their units with Ray, and just overall running through them until you get to the YODA deploy, in which you finally solidify the deal by killing off another unit and then restoring your way out of any danger that may have happened. You get to draw a lot of cards in this list with things like C3PO, New Knowledge and Defense, get to get rid of a lot of units. A Red 5 is something that we get some massive value out because our whole game plan really revolves around drawing cards and then hopefully drawing a Ray so we can keep using it with YODA's ability. Some really, really powerful payoffs because of drawing cards. The new Aggressive Negotiations can hit for tons of damage. Rebellious Hammerhead comes down, kills off a unit almost every single time. And overall, we've got some new 2-drops to play around with like Charismatic as an example, just to get in a little bit more power. Galen Urso is another new addition, giving you the ability to completely delete abilities off of units, which is really, really nice. Bo-Katan as a late game kind of finishing off type of play, where you play this, shrink some units down, kill them off, get a bunch of experience tokens on your own units, and then just slowly chip away for the win. We're going to see what we can do with this list, as it's already performed pretty well, but let's see how many games we can win today. Into game number 1 up against Maul here. We've got ourselves a reasonable hand. I'll resource the Karis. I want to get C3PO down early, and I will resource the Aggressive Negotiations. It's more of a finisher anyways. We'll go C3PO, and I believe we should be naming 3. I mean, maybe. No. It should be 3 because we got Knowledge, Defense, Aggressive Negotiations, a bunch of 3-drops. I believe it should be 3. That's a C3PO on top. That is okay. We're going to go ahead and claim initiative here, and then we will drop down the YODA on turn 2. Unless we draw something else, of course. Got ourselves a Village Protectors. We'll resource the other YODA. Of course, we don't need that anymore. Let's go ahead and attack in, and again, I will name 3. We've got a Bo-Katan. Well, never would have gotten the Bo-Katan here. Let's go ahead and play out that YODA, get some restoring in, and there is a Super Laser Technician. Jedi Starfighter as a play here could actually be potentially pretty useful. I think I'm going to get rid of this Bo-Katan, but actually, we're going to play this and name Super Laser Technician. So, whoa. I almost, okay, guys, just ignore me with the typing. Okay. This unit, an opponent, he just loses all abilities. Yeah. Boom. Can't actually deploy this as a unit, which is amazing. Knowledge and Defense on top of our deck. We will go ahead and just, what do we want to reveal? I guess we'll reveal the Village Protectors, because we're going to put attacking with C3PO, and then we're going to name Knowledge. Oh, Village Protectors. Oh, of course. Why am I? We just named 3. Just ignore me, guys. Just ignore me. Let's pass. We got a Rebellious Hammerhead and a lot of them. In fact, we have approximately 1 million of them, so that's going to be interesting. And we're going to just keep dropping them on our opponent's face to hopefully win the game. But Galen Urso is really, really solid here. I mean, look at this. This is a 4-resource 3/5 that's essentially deleted our opponent's ramp. That is incredible. Absolutely incredible here. Let's just go ahead and start off with a knowledge of defense on HK. Shrink down that unit so that it can't kill off anything. If they ECL something out, that's okay. I am just here to, kind of preserve as much HP as possible so that I can get Yoda down and start going to town that way. The Jedi Starfighter doesn't actually finish off the strike ship, which is a little bit unfortunate, but I could use that to my, advantage by killing off a unit. They're going to kill... they're going to kill Galen. Okay, so Galen's going to go down. We're going to go ahead and kill off HK, restore some damage here. And then we are going to draw a card. It's a Fell the Dragon. Fell the Dragon's probably going to be pretty good. Let's put Jedi Starfighter on top, I suppose. We'll go ahead and hit in for 1, aim 2, draw it, and then we'll play out the Jedi Starfighter and then pass. You're My Only Hope actually can be pretty good because I can, make my Rebellious Hammerhead 2 cheaper if I wanted to, which could be potentially pretty good. Let's go ahead and drop in. I guess a Rebellious Hammerhead would knock out my opponent's Rook. You know what? Let's go ahead and just... Oh, of course, it's 5 damage. Of course, it's 5 damage. Yeah, let's draw a card. For some reason, I did the math wrong in my head. We're just being a little silly here. Okay, You're My Only Hope for my opponents. Let's go ahead and... What do I want to do here? My opponent's got 6 resources. It's going to be a little bit tricky. They're going to Overwhelming Barrage. Okay, so they're going to knock out a couple units here. Are they going to overwhelm through? Let's go Tarkatown on Strike Ship just to get rid of it. And then we'll claim initiative here because obviously we can't have Maul finishing us off. Luke is pretty good, but I mean, so we'll kill off. Yeah, we just have to go with the Rebellious Hammerhead to kill Maul. I'd love to shrink down Maul, but I can't take any damage. Like, if they have aggressive negotiations, it just kills me. So, cannot afford any damage whatsoever. And now we can put, like, Luke on top to kill a 7-drop. We could also, if we want to, risk it with a Yoda flip, You're My Only Hope to play out. I mean, we can't even do that, right? Because we don't have 3 resources. We only have the 1. Yeah, I would have loved to get Luke down, but it would have just been a little bit too slow. I can't afford to play out the Luke and then just lose the game to aggressive negotiations. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and drop something on top. It's a Vader coming down. They're going to go ahead and knock out C-3PO. Seems good. Maybe they grab something big, but we're going to be able to delete both of those units. So it's going to work out totally fine. So we're going to go ahead and, put Luke on top. Deploy Yoda, trigger, kill Vader, kill, restore 1, and we should probably be winning the game at this point. Red 5, You're My Only Hope. Yeah, it could be good because we are close to like being able to play things for free. I'll resource the Fell since Rebellious Hammerhead kind of acts as a Fell anyways. They've got Maul to hit us in for a little bit of damage. I mean, that's pretty good, but not quite like amazing or anything. It gets rid of the restoring for them, which it's not bad. So I guess we'll go with Knowledge and Defense to draw a card. We'll attack in for 1, and we'll play out a red 5, I suppose. Doesn't really matter what we do, particularly, I think, at this point. My opponent's not going to have too many options besides like a Maul to kind of close out the game. Rebellious Hammerhead attack in. They're going to pass. We'll play out Village Protectors just to get a Sentinel down. Rebellious Hammerhead kills off anything else for the most part because it's going to be 5 damage plus 2 for red 5 if that's necessary. They've got 6 resources. Village Protectors, because it has a shield, I'm not worried about a Maul coming in. Even if Maul does come in, I mean, that's only 5 damage. There's a Darth Vader. Okay, so there's 5 damage to Vader, plus a red 5, which is going to be totally fine to kind of deal with that. We will, I guess, put YODA on the bottom because we don't care about that anymore. Pass. And then this should probably win us the game. I don't really see what my opponent could have to get them out of this spot. Man, the Village Protector, or the Galen Urso on Super Laser Technician is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I mean, that has pretty much won us the game. Overwhelming Barrage can get rid of the shield token for sure. But we just go Rival's Fall on Grand Inquisitor. They can play whatever they want, but now they can't attack in and get overwhelmed, so GG. Alrighty, into the next game, and we're going to keep this hand mainly because of the power of Ray. I just want Ray every single time I possibly can get it. Okay, well, we'll queue up again. Apparently my opponent Mulligan did like in their hand and then conceded, so, we'll move on. Up against Sabine Yellow is the next one up, so let's see what we can do up against this one. Jedi Starfighter could potentially be okay. You're My Only Hope is okay. Daring Raid's okay. I don't particularly like this hand, so we'll go ahead and, mulligan. This one, also not exactly the greatest. I think I'm going to get rid of the Galen, honestly. I mean, Galen can get rid of like K2, which would be pretty useful, but yeah. Let's go Daring Raid here, and I will Tarkin Town away. Don't want anything, Oh, interesting. Let's claim. Actually, if they're going to give us initiative, I'm okay with kind of taking it just a little bit slower. Trying to go for like the red 5 here to get a little bit of extra value, preserve my Tarkin Town. They're going to get in an extra, maybe 5 damage with Fleet Lieutenant here, so that is the risk I'm going for, but not a great hand, so there's the 5 damage. Wow. Okay, so we preserve our Tarkin Town, and yeah, that actually ends up working totally okay for me. I'm happy about that. Not a great follow-up, though. I mean, we're going to go with YODA here. They may kill YODA. I don't know. We'll pass. Kazuda. Okay, we're going to claim at that point. And we'll see what my opponent decides to do here. Lots of damage in for my opponent. Aggressive Negotiations. I mean, Aggressive Negotiations could potentially, kill off just 3 damage. So it could kill off Sabine. And then we could see 3PO. So, yeah. Aggressive Negotiations. Kill off Sabine. We put Rey on top. Wow, they Kazooed at us. Yeah, I mean, there's not much that we could do about that, to be honest. 5. Reveal and draw. Trigger. Deal 2 damage to Fleet Lieutenant. N1 Starfighter. Let's claim. Not a whole lot that we could do. They are putting on a ton of pressure here. Ooh, okay. Village Protector is actually a really solid draw. Okay, let's go Village Protectors here. We got to figure out a way to kind of live through all this nonsense going on. Got to figure out a way. Surprise Strike in for some damage. Okay, they could have You're My Only Hope. If they do, I don't think, or not You're My Only Hope, but For a Cause. If they have For a Cause, I don't think we can win anyways because they have the Sabine action, right? So we just have to play as if they don't have that. We'll name 3 here. Knowledge and Defense. We will draw that. They do have For a Cause. Nice. So pretty tough one. We didn't have a great play on turn 1. We did get hit in or they did kill our red 5, but I don't think keeping around red 5 and Tarkin Towning that, we didn't actually end up using Tarkin Town anyways, but the Kazuda is just too powerful, right? Getting a 6 powered unit on turn 3 is just so much damage. little bit too slow. If we happen to start with like a Karis or something, or even like a turn 1, you know, Jedi Starfighter, we would have been able to kind of compete with them. But the Daring Raid, you know, would have been a little bit of an interesting one. I could have, you know, potentially target down, kept my red 5 alive, used Rey, and maybe put on some pressure. So maybe, but I didn't feel like we could win that way. So yeah. Anyways, GG. Into our next matchup here. Let's see what our opponent's got. Avar Blue. Avar Blue. Haven't seen that in a while, you know? Love it. Love the hand. Red 5, C3PO. You know, I'm actually going to resource the Adi Gallia because I want to make sure I have a C3PO to keep drawing this Rey. You know, if I could guarantee myself a Rey draw every single turn, it's going to be a pretty good game for us. Okay, let's go ahead and say 3. Yeah, we'll draw on aggressive negotiations. They're going to claim initiative. Okay, you know, happy with that. Totally. Let's go ahead and put Karis on top. Again, I want to keep the C3PO around. See what my opponent's going to do. Resupply. Okay, let's go ahead and name 3 again. Luke Skywalker. Play out a red 5 and pass. There's the Village Protectors. You know, I'll get rid of the other C3PO at this point. There's a Bright Hope. Interesting. Let's go ahead and... Oh, man. Let's go ahead and just... This is a tough one, huh? Because we have to kill a unit to be able to trigger this Rey. Do I want to... You know what? Let's just go ahead and kill this Bright Hope. Go ahead and kill the Bright Hope. Oh, whoops. I meant to do that in a different sequence, but I... All right, it ended up not working out anyways. All right, it ended up working out anyways. I was going to use the YODA action to... First, to put something on top and then be able to draw it, but that ended up working out. Let's go ahead and put the Jedi Starfighter on the bottom. And then we've got Fel, we've got Rey. I mean, you know, if we kill a unit, then we could do some work, but we have to kill a unit. They're going to shatter point us, huh? Let's put Rey on top. Let's go with Adi Gallia here. Okay, let's go 5 here. We'll have to deal 2 damage to a unit and to a base, which means we have to deal 2 damage to Adi Gallia, which is fine. I'm actually okay with that. I'd rather get the 2 damage into their base. Okay, there's a C3PO again. And we can keep using this Rey over and over. We've got Fel. We've got Rebellious Hammerhead. Rebellious Hammerhead looks amazing here. They may be able to, you know, use multiple Force cards to deploy Avar this turn. They need to use 2 in order to deploy Avar, so it's very, very possible. There's Kelleran Beck. So most likely that they're not going to be able to. So like in Rebellious Hammerhead. Okay, so I can Rebellious Hammerhead this for 6. Red 5, kill Kelleran Beck. Then use Yoda's ability to put Rey on top, attack, and then kill off the Obi-Wan. I think that's going to be the game plan here. Can attack, kill Kelleran Beck, put Rey on top. We'll attack in, put 5 here, draw it. Deal 2, kill off Obi-Wan, and then we'll pass. Very convoluted turn of events in order to kill off just 1 unit, but ends up working out for us. We got double aggressive negotiations. These things are just going to be able to finish off the game. At the current moment, the first one deals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The second one deals 6. So that's 13 damage right there. That is literally GG with the 2 attacks, with Rebellious Hammerhead and Red 5. So I think at this point, we just win the game. Like, I think we just win the game. Oh, interesting. So they're gonna, you know what? I think that is okay because let's see. Again, this deals 7. Yeah, let's just go aggressive negotiations in. I mean, we could deploy. Doesn't matter. They can hit the YODA. Doesn't matter. Aggressive negotiations just wins the game. Does not matter. Aggressive negotiations is absolutely insane. Just a broken card. It's just a broken card. I don't know what to say, guys. It's so disgusting. Into our next game. Daring Raid could potentially be pretty good. Jedi Starfighter could be pretty good as well. I'm going to resource the Luke and one of the You're My Only Hopes. I like the dynamic portion of this where I can choose to go into space or ground depending on what my opponent has. So you're both going to have Karis on turn 1. You know, they have a lot of HP, which is a little bit scary. So that's something that we have to think about. I'm going to resource the Jedi Starfighter, and then we'll see what my opponent decides to do here. So we can, you know, Village Protectors, I think is what I want to do, just because it's going to be the most resource efficient play. So what does my opponent want to do? Valiant Commando. Yeah, we will just trade off, and then we can reveal. Seems completely reasonable to me. And then we can aggressive negotiations actually to the bottom. You know, I'd rather have some more options here. Karis isn't bad. I like Knowledge and Defense plus Daring Raid on this turn. That seems like it's going to be a pretty good combination, especially with Tarkin Town here. I like my start. Village Protector is going to be pretty good. Knowledge and Defense is going to be pretty good. You know, if we keep the shield token on Village Protectors, I'll be really excited, but I have a feeling my opponent will probably just kill or hit the shielded Village Protectors here. They're going to disclose the Adi Gallia. We will just immediately kill the spy token with our Village Protectors. There's the Adi Gallia. Let's go ahead and see what we've got on top. That's actually amazing because we will put that on top, play You're My Only Hope, and, you know, just knock out the A-Wing. I know I could have killed the Adi Gallia as well with the Tarkin Town, but this kills the A-Wing just naturally. And we won't be able to kill Adi Gallia because, well, they conceded. Because we played You're My Only Hope, it deals 1 damage, so Adi Gallia actually stays alive because she gains hidden. But I mean, that was just absolutely an amazing turn. I mean, really, the key factor there was Village Protectors. That thing was just amazing. We happened to draw the Rebellious Hammerhead. Had we not, we would have had to go some combination of Knowledge and Defense and Daring Raid, which actually wouldn't have killed Adi Gallia. So that's something to think about. Like, I would have had to attack first into Adi Gallia with the spy token, then play Knowledge and Defense, and then Daring Raid like A-Wing, and then Tarkin Town it. So I would have been multiple cards down, lost Tarkin Town, just Village Protectors. The fact that I was able to go Rebellious Hammerhead was much, much better. Since this does gain hidden, we can't go Knowledge and Defense and preserve my spy token, which I would have loved to do. But, you know, anyways, still a good game. And GG. Alrighty, into the next game, and we've got ourselves a good one. Jedi Starfighter, probably not going to be super relevant. I also don't think this Daring Raid is going to be particularly relevant up against Dryden. I would love to see some Galens. You know, Galen on a Super Laser Technician, as we've seen before, is just amazing. Always got to keep the Ray. You know, if you have one, always got to keep it, since you can just put it back on top and keep using it, especially with cards like Knowledge and Defense. Those really help you set up for some amazing, amazing turns. You're My Only Hope. I'm actually going to resource the Captain Rex here. I like You're My Only Hope because we can get an early Luke potentially. They're just going to resupply. You know, that's okay. Do I want to go with You're My Only Hope as a blind, you know, play? I think I will. It's a sudden ferocity. That's totally fine. We are going to grab that because, you know, there's not much else that we can do. I mean, Rivals Fall is good. It is good. Little disappointed that I have to go with this game plan. They're going to go Tal's Assassin and just trade, I guess. Okay. Let's go ahead and draw a card. We'll put Ray on top in case we do have a Knowledge and Defense trigger. Okay, nothing. Another knowledge and defense. Not exactly particularly exciting at this point in the game. A little bit of an odd. We would have loved to play some more units overall, but we just didn't quite get it. So we're going to reveal the Ray. They already know we have it. Let's go ahead and put Ray on top. Let's go knowledge and defense. Shrink down the Anakin. Trigger. Deal 2 and 2. We'll Tarkentown away Anakin, and then we'll just hit in for 2. I mean, not bad. You know, I mean, it's a decent kind of start so far. The resource of the village protectors, knowledge of defense right now can trigger again, which is going to be nice. Captain Rex can put up a bunch, you know, a huge sentinel body, which is going to be amazing. Let's just go ahead and attack in for 2 here. We'll see what they have to ambush out. They could potentially have something big. Okay, we'll put Ray on top. They're passing. Okay, let's go Jedi Starfighter. My opponent has something to play, and they really would like to play it. My guess is like a Darth Vader, but Darth Vader won't be able to actually ambush. Okay, they have Overwhelming Barrage. Killing a Jedi Starfighter doesn't really mean a whole lot, to be honest. We will trigger Ray, get the 2 damage in, you know, do our thing. No Rex deploy, but I was a little bit worried about like a Darth Vader, which would have been just kind of like a free kill for them. So not really in the business of just getting a free, you know, giving them a free kill. This Rex could do some work. The Daring Raid actually looks pretty appealing as well. You know, I'm going to keep the Rex and the Luke, because I do want to have units that I can discard a YODA to kill stuff. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and keep. Oh, man, this is tough, huh? Let's just go with Captain Rex. We don't really have many opportunities here to do what we want to do. If they have a Darth Vader, which they do, or a Rook, you know, we'll kill the Rook. Put Ray on top. Deploy YODA. Kill Rook. Attack in, restore. Pass. Not my favorite thing to do. I wanted to keep the Luke in hand, even though I would love to have Ray here to, you know, finish off Dryden if I happen to be able to draw it. It's not that I would have been able to, because if I'm deploying YODA, I'm not going to be able to use Ray for a little while, so much prefer that. You know, if we had a Galen, I would have named, like, Reinforcement Walker. They've got a Luke here that they're going to ambush out, which is actually okay. We're going to go ahead and just play our own Luke and kill off their Luke. I mean, they're running out of cards in hand, so that's good. And they won't be able to ambush out stuff soon. So they're going to claim initiative. They know it. They know that they're going to run out of cards. So that's good for us. I mean, realistically, this Dryden has gotten so much value, right? I mean, discarding a bunch of cards to be able to ambush out is just so incredible. Devastator coming in. Yeah, Devastator's a good card. Let's go with Village Protectors here. Aggressive Negotiations Part 2. I'm going to play a little bit odd here, because I would like to play out all my cards. What do I even name? I mean, I could name Anakin, I suppose. That would be pretty brutal. Luke is also pretty brutal. I mean, Anakin. I mean, there's so many cards that would be... Reinforcement Walker is just the worst, though. If they draw a bunch of cards, that would be the worst. I'm hoping to draw... That is not what I was hoping to draw, but that's okay. Darth Nihilus, huh? Man, this is just brutal. Yep. Yep. Not a whole lot that we can do about that, huh? Hit the Devastator. Oh, we losing so many levels here, huh? So many levels that we lost. If we had drawn like one Fell the Dragon, it would have been over for them. But they drew a lot of big stuff, which is what they're planning on doing, right? That's what they're planning on doing. Good stuff. Good game. All right, into the next match, we got an Anakin Green. You know, it's interesting because in my, just playing around with this deck beforehand, it was like Vader yellow, Vader yellow, Vader yellow. Just so much villainy yellow. I even had a Revan yellow in there at one point, but so much different here at this point. So what do we got here? You're My Only Hope could be potentially pretty good. I think I'll resource these two. Awkward hand here because no turn one play on the in my first hand. So we'll just go ahead and claim initiative. Another You're My Only Hope. Fine. Not like we're going to be able to do a whole lot with that. We'll play Village Protectors. At least it's going to allow us to trigger the YODA, maybe trigger the Ray with Knowledge and Defense. They're unlikely to have anything to kill the Village Protectors in this turn unless they use a combination of cards like an attack plus open fire. So they don't just have one card. Yeah, so there's Outer Rim Constable, which makes sense, totally makes sense. Let's go ahead and claim. I know we can use Yoda's action, but I'd rather have initiative here. Daring Raid's pretty good. Daring Raid's actually quite good. Yeah, Daring Raid's actually quite good. Let's see. I think You're My Only Hope actually has to go away. So now I have the choice of going Knowledge and Defense or Red 5. Now we can put Ray on top. Ooh, multiple Rays, huh? That ended up working out for us extremely well. Let's go 5. Hit the Gunji. That was pretty good. That ended up being pretty good. I mean, now we can go Knowledge and Defense plus Ray trigger, which seems pretty good. Oh, they're not gonna... Huh. I mean, I'm gonna Knowledge and Defense this to draw a card. It's just gonna allow us to do some work here. Let's go ahead and put Ray on top. We'll attack a spy token named 5. Draw. We'll kill off the other spy token. Play out Jedi Starfighter and pass. I mean, we don't have Yoda deploy yet, but we are getting rid of a lot of their units here, which is nice. They may use Queen Amidala to kill off C-3PO. I wouldn't be surprised if that was their game plan here. Yeah. Makes sense to me. So now we can use Yoda's action. Oh! What a fantastic one. That was an absolutely great pickup here. So now we'll just go, You're My Only Hope, play for 5 less, or play for 5 less. We'll get rid of the, I guess we can get rid of, let's get rid of the Queen Amidala. It's going to be more annoying to deal with her. Sure. Sure. My opponent can attack and kill off the Luke, which is fine. It ends us... Oh, interesting. They're going to Bounty Hunter's Quarry. So that allows us to restore 3 if we want to. What do we want to do here? I mean, they're going to get the value of the Bounty Hunter's Quarry no matter what, because we don't have a way to get rid of that. Yeah, that's fine. We're gonna get the restore in, so I do like that. There's a home one. Home one's gonna be good. Blue leader. Are they gonna move it to the ground arena after they ambush? You know what's interesting about that is I actually don't really care about that all that much because the Jedi Starfighter can still kill that, which is kind of funny. Okay, so they played off the red 5. We put Ray on top, so it's a 5 cost. We can kill a couple different things here. I think what I'll do is deploy Yoda. We'll discard a card, kill the red 5. We'll play Sudden Ferocity on Yoda. Because I do want to... oh, it is a ground unit. My bad. Totally. I do just want to attack, and we will just pass. I don't think it's necessary to kill off the blue leader. Halloran back. They got a lot of big units. Okay, what do I want to do here? Let's go with Village Protectors. Just going to block up the ground arena for a little bit here. Let's go with red 5 attack, kill off the blue leader. And now what we can do is go Galen, Urso, Obi-Wan. So that removes the Sentinel. And now they can hit us for a little bit of damage, but then we just get in for 7. They have to claim initiative. We will go ahead and hit in for another 1. And then we have aggressive negotiations, which so we won't resource anything, and that's going to finish out the game. Man, aggressive negotiations is disgusting. I mean, this card is so gross, guys. Does not matter what we do. GG. GG. Well, on that same trend of Vader yellow, Vader yellow, Vader yellow, we've got Dooku yellow. We're gonna mulligan this hand, not a oh my gosh, into a little bit of a worse hand, to be honest. Rivals Fault and a Rebellious Hammerhead all resource here. Dooku yellow could do a lot of things. Invisible Hand is really what we're worried about, so we do need an answer to that. I'm gonna claim here. We don't really got any other option. They can go like Super Laser Technician on turn 1. No, they can't. Ray. I mean, we're going to go with... I mean, we're going to pass here. If my opponent defeats a unit, they can go ahead and just hit in for 2 and then use their action. We'll pass all the way through. I'm okay with that. Because I can put Ray on top or Galen on top and then guarantee it with You're My Only Hope. So at least I have a play this turn. But yeah, my opponent's going to use their... They're not going to exploit something. Well, then I'm just going to blindly You're My Only Hope. Great. We got a Ray from straight off top. Let's go. Like I said, I was just going to blindly play it unless they exploited a unit, which they ended up doing, but it didn't matter anyway. So what can you do? Let's see what my opponent's got here. Daring Raid's going to be pretty useful. Okay, Invisible Hand coming out. Let's see what unit they grab. B1 security team. Okay, cool. Sweet. They got a lot of droids there. But that, yeah, we're going to go Daring Raid on the B1 security team. We're going to go put Ray on top. We're going to go Knowledge and Defense. -2/-2 draw a card. Trigger Ray. Kill off another battle droid. I mean, we're just going to pick off their battle droids here because I think if we just are able to kill off all their units, then we'll be in a good spot anyways. And I mean, in this spot, we can just fell the dragon away this Invisible Hand, so that's not going to create a bunch of units for us to deal with. Separatist Commando. Yeah, let's go fell the dragon here. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and kill off the Separatist Commando so they can't exploit something out bigger. Invincible, huh? Well, we're going to kill off Invisible Hand. We're going to draw a card. Ooh, great. Yeah. Fell the dragon is a great pickup there. Village Protectors could potentially be decent. I think we'll just go in Rebellious Hammerhead and then Tarkin Town it. Interesting. I mean, they're going to kill off our units, but I don't think the game is about that. I think the game is more about, like, can they make some absurd value play that doesn't let us, you know, come back? Because if we're... Oh, interesting. I guess we'll kill off a unit. If we're kind of doing this like value-oriented game plan, I think I'm pretty favored here. I could play Captain Rex, I guess. And Captain Rex blocks any potential future damage. Let's claim, because I want to have Sentinel up immediately with this Captain Rex. Droid Commando comes out, kills, sure. That's okay. Okay, let's kill off Count Dooku so they can't get the exploit again. Invisible Hand, huh? I mean, that's a lot of droids. It's a dumb amount of droids, to be honest. Oh, man, I resourced the Bo-Katan earlier, didn't I? V1 security team, huh? Village protectors coming in. I mean, they're running out of units for sure. I guess we'll just play out Rey. Oh, wow, they didn't. I would have thought they would have killed the Luke. I don't know what my opponent is expecting to do here. Oh, nice. Well, I'll take it. They're going to be able to kill off my village protectors. Sure. I'm just going to claim here. My opponent having only a single card in hand tends to be pretty favorable for us. I kind of want to keep all my cards. Technically, you're my only hope. Yaddle, sudden ferocity on Yaddle, pass. Very odd game here. C3 is going to allow us to draw a card here. Kill Rush Clovis. I could play the Jedi Starfighter, but I don't think it matters at all. Rebellious Hammerhead is totally good here. Ooh, Luke is a good one too, huh? Do I just ignore? I think I just ignore. And just hit their base at this point. We've done enough to where we have enough cards in hand and we have enough pressure to where now we just kill them with aggressive negotiations. I really do like this kind of aggressive negotiations card. I mean, being able to, you know, on a whim, okay, I've developed enough value, I've solidified enough kind of cards in my hand and Sentinel or healing or whatever it is to where now I can kill you in 2 hits is pretty amazing. It is pretty amazing. So what do we learn with YODA Red? I was gonna say Vader Red because I thought before I started like actually recording for the video, I played a bunch of games with Yoda Red, and I was like, Vader Yellow, Vader Yellow, Vader. I think I mentioned it earlier in one of the recordings, but oh my gosh, there was so many Vader Yellows. And this deck, you know, it does really well in a lot of different matchups. I mean, the Rey combination of like C3PO or knowledge and defense and that type of thing, if you can get that rolling, it does some good work. One of the other things about this is that because you draw so many cards, you can really turn into like I'm gonna finish the game right now type of deal with aggressive negotiations. I mean, at some point you just have like 6 or 7 cards in your hand. Aggressive negotiations hits for 5 or 6. You slap that in aggressive negotiations on like a Rey and it hits for 10, right? Like, or 11, and then you hit with YODA, and then it's like ends the game in like 2 turns, right? That's one of the things that really helps you close out the game very quickly. Galen, surprisingly doing some major work. So Super Laser Technician being nerfed, you know, with a Galen, or getting rid of a Sentinel, or doing something relevant. Galen ended up being super powerful. Of course, the You're My Only Hope with YODA just ends up being good, but Charismatic, the Aggressive Negotiations, and Galen, all really key additions to the deck and doing some absolute work. Didn't get to see Bo-Katan come down because honestly, we either won the game or lost the game by that point. But I think in some matchups, it would have been pretty relevant. Like if I had not drawn it super early against that Dooku player, maybe it would have been worth keeping, and then I could have just, you know, gotten a gigantic unit after killing 1 million battle droids. It would have been awesome. That said, it's a super solid deck. Let me know how you feel about it. Try it out. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all for the next one.